Welcome to another midweek. We are Montana Family Homestead. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm just trying to take some high spots off, fill in a few low spots, get some fine soil on top. We're gonna seed this, get some grass growing. Not sure if we're gonna mow it like the lawn, but I just get tired of walking over dirt all the time. And why not get some grass
This
started?
is our midweek chat. It's when Marvin and I sit down at our kitchen table and bring you up to speed what's happening on our little homestead here in northwestern Montana.
Guys, we're kind of eating on the run. Doesn't this look good? Delicious venison hamburger. This isn't for me, this is for Marvin. I just made hamburgers. We're trying to plant some grass seeds, so I'm giving this to Marvin. Doesn't that look good?
Well, I was gonna get the boys started and then I'll sit down and eat. Jordan, this is my hamburger. You wanna come and smell it?
He already had his.
Yeah.
I don't think he's hungry.
3 of them and I'm still hungry. I'm actually kind of hungry. I think I'm hungry.
You're still hungry? Well, there's plenty of hamburgers for you.
Marvin just got done planting some grass seeds here, and the reason we put straw on is it helps to hold in the moisture.
Welcome to a midweek. We haven't had a sit down in a while, have we?
It was a very busy weekend last weekend. Just a lot of stuff going on. Monday night, we had the pre-auction school meeting for the school sale, the community school sale.
Hun, maybe you should share what that is. There might be some people that don't know what you're talking about.
So for those of you who are new, our community has a school benefit auction every year. I think it's usually the third Saturday in May. It's hosted at the Meadowlark Log Homes facility. A lot of people will bring things, make things to sell, and 12% of the proceeds go directly to the Eagle Valley School Fund.
That is amazing. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a big community event. Big shout out to Meadowlark for hosting that. They have a number of their log home kits that they usually have there. There have been occasions. I remember one year it dumped rain all day and everything was underneath either one of our tents or their big facility where they kit their log homes. And it's usually a very, very busy day. Our family's been doing the ice cream since we've been in
Years
Libby,
and years.
8-9 years now, something like that.
So if
Yeah.
you want to see Marvin and I, and you want some ice cream, we will be at the ice cream stand.
Yep. Morgan and Emmanuel are going to be helping
Yeah.
Mary all day, and we kind of just decided this is what we're going to do. Sometimes there's people that swap in and out, and we decided this year we'd like to just our family be there and just do the whole thing. That way
Yeah.
we don't have to.
From start to finish.
Yeah, from start to finish. It can be an extremely busy day, and it can also be a somewhat not so busy day.
If it's rainy, people don't really want ice cream. So
But if it's
slow.
warm, I almost can't keep up. The mix is pre-made at the facility there in a certified kitchen. And
It's
then
not like pre-made like you buy it. There is one of the ladies that is really good at making homemade ice cream,
It's a
and
home-
she makes it.
It's a homemade Dairy Queen
Yeah.
mix. So the way we freeze it is the old style. Instead of the hand crank antique style, it's a larger one. It's made by country freezers. And instead of a 2-quart, 4-quart, 6-quart, it's a 5-gallon container. This is made for large events.
I could find some of my footage I took last year.
Well,
and also go back and watch our last year's video.
Yeah.
So that would be a
And
better
the year
option.
before, and the
Yes,
year before.
And the year before.
So yeah, some of the things have been happening here on the homestead. Still dealing with some of the windstorm issues. The section, we had 2 sections that we cleaned a lot of trees out. Well, really don't like just dirt tore up. So the boys and I have been weekends, evenings. We have probably 4 skid steer loads of rocks or bucket loads of rocks that we've picked up. Our pile back behind the shop is getting bigger. Seeded that in. And boy, it doesn't look very good for rain, but we're sprinkling what we can. The other thing that happened, Monday I was trying to do some watering. If we water more than what the well provides, we have it's called a pump tech attached to the well. If it senses an inconsistent surge, it'll shut the pump off for the well for about an hour.
Yeah.
I have it set for about 50 minutes.
So if
If it runs dry, the power cuts.
Yeah.
It resets about an hour later.
Yeah.
Well, just before I went to bed, there was no water. Like, I didn't think I watered enough to run the well dry. Well, the next morning I get up and Mary's like, hey, we have no water. I go down and I turn the pump on and it'll run for 3 seconds. I got the electrical tester and I tested out what I could, and it would consistently run for about 3 seconds and then shut off. And so I went to make sure that there was power coming to the pump tech box, checked all the connectors. So tried to get a hold of the guy that put the pump into the well. Well, he's retired, sold the business to somebody else, got a hold of them. They came out, checked it out, went through the diagnostics and traced it down, and it was in the well.
Yeah. So who is the guys that came checked it out?
Dawson and Dylan Young.
They
Advanced
were good.
Water System,
Yeah.
Young
They were
guys,
very,
motivated,
very
very
good.
professional.
Yeah. I didn't know how long I was going to be without water, and those two guys, they come out and they run downstairs. The one guy goes downstairs. He doesn't have all his stuff. He goes back home, gets his stuff, checks it out, and they're right there.
Well, they kind of came out on it because, hey, we don't have any water. So
Yeah.
he didn't really know what to expect. And there was one gadget that he didn't have. I ended up having the amperage meter tester, and he discovered that it's a 220 pump. The one wire going down, what they call a leg, was pulling a lot more amperage than it should have been. We have a lot of sediment, silt stuff coming through. So they're going to send it into the manufacturer and see. It's supposed to be under warranty yet.
Yeah. The guy who originally put it in is retired, so it may not be under warranty.
So anyway, that's kind of been what's going on here the last few days. So another thing that we have not done, which we should maybe show.
We got a new toy.
Yeah, I got a new toy. Another thing that I bought that wasn't quite firing on all cylinders.
This four-wheeler was for sale for like $4,000, right?
And they kept dropping, and finally, I called the person, what is up with it? The gal's husband died. The four-wheeler sat for, I think, was it 10 years?
Oh my, that long?
It was quite a while.
Okay.
The four-wheeler sat for a long time. The neighbor came down, tried to get it tuned up. It would run decent, but then all of a sudden the idle would go up. It would go from idle and it would just creep up. The RPMs would just go up and up and up and up and up until they hit 3,500 RPM. Then I would just kill it. Turn the switch and shut it off. The next morning I come out and did the same thing. Idled it, drove around. It had 50% power of what it was supposed to. Same thing. Once it got warmed up, the RPMs would just start creeping up from 13 to 1400 all the way up to about 3500, and it wouldn't shut down. I would jiggle the throttle, make sure the cable was not stuck. Anyway, ended up taking it in, and they did some carburetor work. There was something messed up in the carburetor.
Yeah, and you got it all legal.
Got it road legal and everything. Got the tags on it. Yep.
Got the tags. Yeah, I think we got everything.
Yeah. Anyway, I drove it up in the mountains, maybe 10 miles or so. I had not been up there since the windstorm, and we're gonna have to go up there and show you guys some footage. The carnage is
let's do that.
Unbelievable. There's places where it looks like there was just something that went through and just pushed everything.
Yeah.
Trees are snapped off, and you know how a hayfield looks when a major windstorm goes through, just kind of laying down? It's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
One slope, on the opposite hillside, they're all standing, depending on how the wind came.
Yeah. Down the side roads, up the mountains, the trees, our windstorm we had a few weeks ago, there are trees down all over the place. And we didn't have much snow. I noticed there's a lot of trees down, and I think what can we do in case there's a forest fire? I keep thinking, because even around here, I just see just loads of trees down.
It is.
And that is a fire hazard.
It is a big concern. Not so much this summer until later, but next year those they're probably gonna die off slowly because a lot of their roots are still in the ground.
Okay.
But it is very, very concerning because all that fuel is on the ground, and if it gets started, there's not going to be anything to do but run.
Yeah. Hopefully, Montana has a great program where people can get a permit and get down trees, dead trees.
They can, but there's such an overabundance of firewood that it's...
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to take for people to clean that
So-
up. What happened is, the wind, let's say the road is this way, the wind came on an angle and the trees on this side kind of buffered it, but where the clearing of the road is, it like picked up speed. And all these trees over here, for the first 20 feet, it just bent them over or broke them off or pushed them over.
Yeah. We should have gotten some footage of that. Unfortunately, I didn't even think about it.
You know, I did not get any footage of the disaster. I went out with a headlight and started cutting because I was like, I don't know how bad this is. We couldn't even get out to the road.
Yeah.
I did take some footage just to...
Yeah, I did a little.
I panned around from the rooftop
Okay.
when Drone was up there repairing the shingles on the roof.
I should
But the
get that
driveway was already cleared.
Okay. Yeah. And the county did a really, really good job.
Yeah, they did.
They are on the ball. I saw even the people on the electric this afternoon. They're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
Fast.
The other thing we have going on is because we're trying to grow grass, I seeded a lot of areas in that were sparse, and the chickens just went and ate the grass seed. So
You penned those
we
chickens
penned them in, replanted, been hoping for rain, but trying to water what we can. Really miss seeing the chickens run around. On the flip side, it's kind of nice. I can open the shop door and walk in and leave it open for 5 seconds. There's not 10 chickens running in there to eat the dog food. So
I do like seeing chickens running around. Not roosters. We like our roosters in the crock pot.
free range chickens are really beneficial. It takes less feed. They eat a lot of bugs and they eat a lot of ticks.
Yes.
It's kind of funny when you sit out sometimes on the lawn just watching them, especially later in the summer when there's grasshoppers around. I mean, some of those chickens, they'll stretch their neck out just going after those grasshoppers and bugs just as hard as you can. And the eggs are really good.
Yep. Marvin spends a lot of time in the chicken coop. Maybe I need to start clucking. Maybe I need to go start sitting on the roofs.
Yeah.
I might get some attention.
Years ago, she got a little offended and she made the comment that if she was a chicken sitting on eggs, at least she would have the assurance that I would come by twice a day and make sure that she's all okay.
Yeah. This has been going on a long time, guys. I guess I should call him the chicken man.
Everybody knows the term of the crazy chicken lady,
Oh.
but
Have you ever heard of the crazy chicken man? Right here.
hey, there's worse things to have hobbies. There's worse
Yeah.
hobbies.
No, I like the chickens. Yep. I like the roosters and the hens.
I remember my dad used to sometimes go out and just watch the chickens. They just don't have much to worry about.
Yeah.
So there was a hen that set, I think she went broody like in October when I put the light in. It tricks them into laying more eggs. And she was, I don't know, it did triggered something where she wanted to sit on eggs. I think her body was telling her it's springtime, you need to hatch chicks. So I gave her a box and she hatched them out. And those are kind of growing up in the chicken house. And then she started being broody again. So she had 12 eggs underneath her. She hatched out 9.
Oh, wow.
So the other thing that is very amazing on chickens is they will sit there until the eggs have hatched, and they'll sit there for 3 days
After?
and wait for the egg to hatch. There
Wow.
were 2 that didn't develop, There was one that was shrink wrapped. It started pecking out, and it didn't have enough humidity and didn't make it out.
Oh.
And anyway, there was 9 little chicks that were hatched, and she sat on them for 2 days waiting on those 3 eggs. And I pulled the eggs out, checked them, saw they weren't going to hatch. Now she'd been sitting on those 3 eggs for 2 days. I pulled them out. 10-15 minutes later, I went back in and she was off the nest with all her chicks, and she had not been off the nest before.
Mm-hmm. She was waiting on those.
She was
eggs
waiting
to
on
hatch.
those 3. All of a sudden, she didn't feel those 3 eggs, and all right, now it's time to lay down.
Wow.
Really, really amazing how Mother Nature works that way. That they know. She is the most feisty one. Man, she's feisty. If you ever heard the term that she doesn't like her feathers ruffled, that's where that term comes from. You get close to her, man, I mean, she starts cackling and flopping and trying to peck you, and yeah.
So, hon, you did get some things planted in the greenhouse. So, can
I
you tell
did.
us what you planted?
I planted a bunch of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, beefsteaks, some bigger ones. And I'm gonna have to go out tonight and cover them. I'll see how cold it's supposed to get. My guess is 32 degrees tomorrow morning. Just a short midweek update.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna plant the garden early.
Yeah.
I don't like spending all that time and energy and then just having it freeze. The rhubarb is coming up very well.
The tea, we got
tea-
lots of tea.
Tea is popping. I did plant
We
some
have lots of
asparagus.
flowers.
The flowers are coming phenomenal.
How are the asparagus doing?
The asparagus has not popped up yet. We have lettuce that is up. We have radish that is up. The onions are starting to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberries are looking good. Raspberries are popping really good. The lilacs are starting to bud out.
Yes.
And we're hoping we'll have a real nice flower show in the front there.
Yes. And, you know, this is Northwest Montana. This is not like in your eastern states where you can just plant something and it just grows.
Well,
you have to really work.
Even
to
though
get it
it's
to grow.
Northwest Montana, there's places not far from here.
That you can really grow stuff. Yeah.
A lot of times in the evening, summertime, it can be really warm. The sun goes down, the thermals start changing, and when you drive up the road, you can hit air currents that are probably 20 degrees difference in temperature. It's
Yes.
like warm, all of a sudden you get a blast of nice, cool, fresh air. I think we need to take the quad up sometime and show you guys what it's like just a few miles from a house. It is. We get into some real rocky cliff goat country. It's not far from here. So in one of the next videos, I think we're gonna plan on taking a ride up with the quad. And it's amazing. You can see everything when you're on the quad. With the truck, you kind of have the roof here. You can't see up the hill unless you're on the correct side. And I've been up that road a number of times, but it's amazing where you can just kind of see everything as you go up.
So a lot of trees down.
We'll show you that.
Yeah, so make sure to stay tuned, and on one of our upcoming videos, I'll try to get some footage for you so you can see just what kind of wind damage we had around here.
Yep. So it's about 10 o'clock. I need to head out to the greenhouse, shut the doors, and cover them up with 5-gallon buckets so that they don't freeze.
Well, I'll take you with us. How about if I go with you and
yeah.
we'll cover the plants?
I have the diesel heater out here. I came out one morning and it was cold enough in here that a bunch of these, like there's some of these plants that the leaves froze. I wheeled that thing out here, fired it up, and got it up really warm in a very short order, but it was too late. Some of the leaves froze off, but I think the plants will make it. This is just an extra protection around them. And I've done this already when it got down to 22 degrees in here, and it kept them from freezing. Missing a pail. Oh, there's one down here. The one I had used to sit on.
And we'll head to this chicken house and close that door up. If you look in there, they're growing really fast. This is the hen I was telling you about that's extremely feisty. You got 9 little chicks underneath there. So anyway, that's a wrap. I always come out, check the greenhouse, make sure the dog and the cat are okay in the shop, close off everything in the barn before I head in for the night and go to bed. So good night, but remember, stay tuned. We're gonna head up to the mountains in one of the next episodes and show you some of the wind damage. The crews, the Forest Service, and other people have been cutting firewood, and they've worked really, really hard. And we can show you some of that too, where they've worked really hard on clearing a lot of trees going up. I keep seeing updates. About a week ago, they said they had to clear 12 miles up. There's some roads that I'm hoping they're going to be open, you know, by June 1st or something like that. But they're probably, and there's Forest Service vehicles that go up here every day working on clearing more down trees so they can get up there. So we'll show you that.
This is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this content. Please don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We love hearing from you. Goodbye till next time.